Assalamu alaikum, good evening listeners. Just give me a minute, let me share this video and we can start the program. Okay, thank you very much. I should not take any long. Let me start the program. We can share the program so that other people can catch up. I can't wait for people to come in. I'm just go to do it. It's going to be a brief reaction. And I was quite busy. I've been very busy actually. That's what's been stopping me from coming on doing some live. But hopefully by next month I'll be more available. But it's quite revealing stuff what we got from Mulligan, and it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. It's been agitated before that it does not make sense, and there must be something for the people that okayed it, people that negotiated this airport levy. This airport levy, for security given to an American-based company. I know when people said American-based, they think that gives the company credibility. It's easy to open companies in Europe than Africa for that matter. And does not mean that your company reside in Europe or America is a credible company. And this company for that matter have been targeting African countries and have been targeting poor countries in Africa or corrupt governments in Africa to sell them this product or service called added airport security in order for them to get business. Obviously they are doing something. And we have seen in Sierra Leone that had a similar contract with them and were charging $25 have cancelled it. And we had information actually is the wife of the Sierra Leonean president, Mother Bill, that introduced the company to the first lady in the Gambia, and that's how the company came to be with President Bell. We'll get to that. But this is not an isolated case. This is just the systematic corruption that we've been talking about. And since Barrow came to power, corruption have actually now, people understand what the word rampant means. Corruption just have been rampant because he is the head of the snake. He is the one, opening up all the doors for corruption. That's why everybody else now, or almost everybody in the systems or every sector in that government is practicing, is just, corrupt completely. People are doing as they wish, nothing will come out of it. And our people are suffering. We have seen in the case of the central bank, we have had the allegation in the central bank and nothing came out of it. And recently, central bank took a decision of restricting or changing or doing an embargo or whatever you call it on Forex. And now they have reverted that. And now with this sort of cases coming out, why were they doing that? It was not for the interest of the country, because people point out that it doesn't make sense, but it came this way. But the same central bank governor have came out saying that, we overborrowed, the Gambian government have overborrowed. And because of this, we are having problem in inflation and we can do much. We have to do something to produce. This is something that, you don't have to be an economist to know. But the same Bois said it, the central bank governor was the permanent secretary at the Minister of Finance, the technocrats that organize and ask for those borrowings to be approved. And that same Boisedi, when he moved to the central bank, was the same person who came out came out with a policy before the elections to allow government to borrow from commercial banks. To what sponsor projects? What projects? Political projects. What are those political projects? Many roads that they started, and we all know why they started those roads. Yes, to get votes. What? Not only votes, and to loot the coffers. And we all have seen what the projects turn out to be. Even if they have been done, we know the quality is not what we have paid for. But same Boisedi have authorized that. Then if our central bank is in that predicament, what else is safe in that country? But it's not only the central bank. All state-owned enterprises are absolutely run on corruption. The GRA, yes, they will come out to tell you official is the highest payer. Does not mean that official is paying or contributing what they should contribute. And how do we know this? Go and find out. Go and see how they live. These people responsible for running those organizations. Let's go again. Be it Gambia Ports Authority, which is completely bankrupt right now. And because of the massive corruption in Gambia Ports Authority. But should not be a surprise to Gambians. When Barrow came, the same people that did it for Yaya Jammeh, he brought them back and put them in those positions. For what reason? The only reason you go use someone like that is you want that person to deliver what he have delivered before. The MD at GRA have never been changed because he has been delivering for Yaya Jammeh and he's delivering for Barrow. Logical. And Mr. Jobati, that Barrow appoint as the MD for Gambia Ports Authority, with all the problems with Gambia Port Authority. All the problems in Gambia Port Authority, he's not been removed. Why remove him? Because he's delivering for Barrow, not for Gambian people. He's delivering for Barrow, not Gambian people. Jobati did the same thing. He came out at the Janneh Commission to admit that he was taking CFA from the ferries department and taking it physically and handing over to Jammeh. That's the same person he appointed and kept still now. Now we have the Social Security Housing Finance Corporation. His own cousin, first cousin, Malam something, who does not have the capacity, who would do as he wishes. And that's why you don't hear. And another logical explanation. When Mohamed Manyang was there at Social Security doing what's supposed to be done, you have had the uproar. But now you won't hear any uproar because most of the people in strategic position and most of the people they connected to, they are at it. They are at it. They don't know the difficulties in the country. They don't only live big in the country, but they have now think of what insurance. What insurance? Buying property in Senegal, in Bur, in Dakar, buying properties, some of them buying properties in UK, America and so on. And their children are now even doing their primary education outside the country. And most of them are men. And what did they do? Marry wives as much as possible. And you can see how they live. Be it Social Security, be it GPO, be it GRA, let's go on. Name me a sector in that country that is not absolutely corrupt. Tell me the airport. How many millions for rehabilitation? What happened to it? Did our money go in there? No. It went in private bank accounts. We have seen the Banyan project. And all these things are connected to Barrow. And the problems with the OIC projects, they would never be what we have paid for because of most of the money have already been shared by kickbacks. Now, Gambians, you ask yourselves, when we said this thing before elections, we said it before, since Barrow came and up to elections, what do? And I told you guys, don't be distracted. They distract you as tribal problems. Oh, it's about tribalism. Oh, Gambia, we have tribalism. But now, where are they? They are not coming out to tell you about tribal problems. They are all mute. They are mute. They come and pay and hire people, import people from the diaspora and everywhere else to come and to insult, to divide us. Any other person that went for the government is termed as belonging to a political party, or jealous, or because he wanted a job, he did not have it. That's how they divide us along tribes and others. And this division on tribe, it's not our social problem. These are our political problems. They have used it. They started with Penjai. They called Penjai elitists. They called Penjai a nationalist, a Wolof tribalist. They went on. From Penjai, they went for Sirif Mustafa Diba, a nationalist, a Mandinka tribalist. They went on. They went for Asan Musa Kamara, a nationalist, a Fula tribalist. They went on. You see, what all these people have in common? All these people, while they serve government, while they serve the number 2 position of government for that matter, as vice president or premier minister for Penjai, they were known as honorable people. They were known as good people and everything else. But once they become opposition, what do? They divide us. It did not end that. We have young people came with ideology, PDOIS. What did they do? They cannot tag them on tribalism because that would not hurt them. What do? They call them non-believers. In a country which is 90% Muslim, let's say 100% believers, Muslims and Christians, you call people non-believers. Not only that, a country that most people are not informed. Yes, you have even people educated where they're not really informed. To turn around to say that these people will come and practice something that's not even true in communism. That if you marry 3 wives, your 2 wives will be shared among other people. That's what they did on campaign trails. If you have 3 properties, they'll take 2 and you have 1. Communal, or if you have a farm, it's going to be communal. They went and deliberately lied about these things to tarnish them. Still now, people, even do you think, or did these people really believe in Islam, or did they actually believe in any God? They divide us. But in whole, what they do there? The problem we have is nepotism. Because because Gambia, we all are interrelated. There is no family in Gambia that is not interrelated to other, belonging to different surnames. I don't even call them tribes. Because we have people, different surnames identify as tribe. Culturally, they are not even that. Culturally, they are not even the tribe that you assume them to be or you label them to be. They are more of a Gambian. They are more of where they were brought up. I am from Bakau Sanchaba. Yes, I did. I was fortunate to have to practice lots of my culture. But I practice most of the Wolof culture than anything else. Even during my circumcision, everything done was based on Wolof culture. Do I have a problem with that? No. It enriches who I am today. It makes me the Gambian who I am today. That's what we have in Gambia. It's all about nepotism more than anything else among themselves. Because you can never say a Gambian, I'll be wealthy and I will just make sure my districts. No. People, when they have money or these things, they share with people they want to share with. And those people would come from different backgrounds. But again, we were divided and now Gambians, I think it should be enough. Enough is enough. It's all come out in the open. You have seen the evidence. You have seen their appearance. Not even nothing. If you don't know how they live or anything, you see the appearance. Since they went into government, you see how they appear. Their wives, their husbands, or their daughters, their sons, and anything else, you see their appearance. But the average Gambians is suffering. For them, their appearance. And if you know them, you see what they accumulated within the short period. You have cooks building 3 properties at State House. Just a cook at State House. We have Sidinjai building 2 mansions, one in the Combo, one in the things within one time. Within one time. And orders and orders and orders. Now we have seen this evidence. We have had all this and nothing will come out of it. Fertilizer, you can name it, every sector, we have had that corruption. Investigation, nothing came out of it because they can't. They know it will lead to barrow. The Banyan product will lead to barrow. The cocaine in the country will lead to barrow. Anything else will lead to barrow because it's connected to them. I'm not saying that he will sell it, but he's connected to people who do. And that will, it bring him into dispute. That's why nothing will happen. But what will happen? That impunity continue and encourages. But we as Gambians, we will pick on the police officers. We'll pick on a police at the traffic or police. Or we pick on the young children or the youths that happen to steal a mobile phone, that happen to steal a goat, or happen to get 5 kilos of jamba or cannabis or sniper or whatever you call it. And they will be 5 years and rot. Some of them are still in remand. Do we know how many youths are in remand? Have never been tried even to determine? No. We have all that. We have the evidence. But you don't see them today coming out to let them come out to the medium. They are coming out talking about tribalism. No, they will not. They are running away now. But we will be here. The consistency will be here. We'll be calling them out. Now, if we just think about this airport levy, why even have this airport levy? We said was not a good idea. You see, we have range of people. Let me give some people the secret here. Yes, we do read, but that's not enough. But we are connected to people who have specialists. I know accountants, I know lawyers, I know engineers, I know something. Some Gambian or someone who knows something. And if I want to know, if I am not sure, I'll contact them. Oh, what do you think about this? And they will educate me. What do you think about this? They will educate me. These are the reasons why we understand what goes on. But again, we read and see what happens to other countries that have done it before. We have that benefit. We know it doesn't make sense. Yaya Jammeh tried it. They call it environmental tax. Airport environmental tax or whatever it was. And when he was doing it, they said, don't do it. He did it. But when he found out the repercussions, what happened? They scrapped it. Now, why did Gambia government introduce this levy? What services did they buy for that levy? Now, Gambia government will tell you, oh, for airport security, for checking this, checking that. Can you tell me, before we have this system, have we ever had a problem of checking or anything? Now, if we never had a problem, we never had of a problem. Now, since we have this system, what have improved in that airport, security-wise? Let them tell us. Anything you do, measure it. Have a metrics and measure it. Let them measure it and tell us this is why it's worth this. This is why we're paying this. We already know, and the fact that if you introduce payment, extra payment outside the ticket, what happens is you discourage people traveling. The destination become less attractive. Gambia, we don't have much we offer. The beach we have now is all completely polluted. We sent in the evidence again because of our lazy policies. What else do we have to offer? Now the crime rate is just going up like that. robbery, it's not even reported. Yes, we are hearing the most hideous crimes that happen, the most shocking one, but there are so many. People don't even bother to report. The crime rate is just gone out of it. The hustling, I'm not telling you hustling tourists, now even hustling Gambian are tired of people coming to beg. Because that's how, what do we have to offer? Other countries are offering far more. Why do we expect to pay for people to pay more to come to Gambia? Go and check again. How many of what we call tourists are Gambians? Because most of us will have to go. We have projects, we love our country, we have our people, we have to go. But I'll tell you, go and check how much of tourists are going to the Gambia. Because what are they going for? What are they going for? It's a ripoff. And you are that thing. Now, what did this airport security does for us? Nothing absolutely. They cannot tell you. Then why did you have it on? We'll have to check that. But let's just go, and then again I'll say thank you very much for Maligan for doing a brilliant job. Thank you very much for Maligan for doing this brilliant job. And let me just look at, I have shared it with someone, and just read it from the, and this is just the extracts. This is just the extracts from the report. I can't wait to have the whole report. Now, according to the publication we have from the Standard, it says a 274 million economic loss. Maligan has revealed that the Gambia has incurred a 274 million economic loss because of the $20 security levy fee at the Banjul International Airport. That should have been enough for Gambians to go out and ask this government to get out. Yes, I say it. Do we understand how much 274 million will do? We're talking about that we cannot afford. We're talking about that, my life, now I'll call later. We are talking about we cannot afford to subsidize fertilizer, but we can afford to lose 274 million to someone sitting down in America and just supply us software. We are losing this 204 million for what period? We'll get to the more detail. What can we do for sports 274 million? We are talking about cost of living. What could have been subsidized? We are talking about our schools. We are talking about our hospitals. But if you even take it to the hospital, it will be stolen because of from the minister. Go and look at how they live now. This government is just become the worst. And we have not seen nothing yet. 274 million. It continued to say, government and a US-based company, Security Port, had signed a contract in 2018 to provide aviation and immigration security. What security? What have we gained? Did we gain any status of our security rating been improved? Did we improve our security rating, or what? What did we benefit from it? What did we benefit from it? Immigration, what? Because when they say America, I said it's easier to open a company in UK, England, anywhere in Europe than even in Africa, because you don't need to bribe. You sit at home and do it. Doesn't mean that because the company is based in America, but America, no. And again, I said we have information that this company came through the First Lady of Sierra Leone to the First Lady of the Gambia and to Barrow. And there's a reason that we should believe this, and we'll see that reason in this note. They continue to say the contract, however, could not come into effect until 2019 when the $20 levy was imposed on in and outbound passengers, rather than the initial plan of charging it to tickets, which we proved unsuccessful. They wanted to put it on the tickets. The airline said no. Airline services, no. We're not going to accept it. We are already taxing. Go and look. If you buy a ticket for the Gambia, go and check how much of that amount is tax. We should have made destination Gambia cheaper to encourage. Even in the Europe here and the United Kingdom, it's 6 hours. Gambians would have been traveling here for long weekends rather than going to other destinations. To spend money, spend time, create jobs, stuff like that. No. But they tried to put it on the tickets, it did not go through. And because of that delayance, they tried the ticket, didn't go through. Now, it cannot be introduced in 2019, it has to be put in 2020. 2018, it has to be done at 2019. Because of that, we have in-core costs. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Now, government would then be billed by the company to pay $4.5 million as accrued arrears, and the contract extended from 10 years to 15 years as a result of the delay Mulligan reported. Now, you are working on a contract. You are working to implement a contract, and during the process of negotiations or implementation, now you have a delay of 1 year because of what your other stakeholders would not allow you to implement it in that manner. Now you have to rethink it and reposition it. That costs you 4.5 million. 1 year. You incur a cost for 4.5 million. And you think these people, if this was their company, if this was their business, you think they would go into a deal like that? Why? What does these people? Does the people have on the government for force? We are a sovereign nation. We are a government. What sort of negotiation did we get ourselves into to make sure that we incur this thing? Who wrote that contract? Who wrote that contract? If we were a serious nation, all these people involved would have been dealt with. And that would have mean Barrow, and Barrow would have to resign. But we are not serious. Because if you raise it up, next minute they term you as a sympathizer of political party, or they term you as a tribalist, or term you as someone who envious or jealous. But that will stop other people, not us. Then, because of that 1 year delay, $4.5 million, how did they get to the $4.5 million? Why would government allow any contract like this? And this should be the outrage, in fact. The outrage is many, in fact, the contract we should not have got into this contract. Now we got into the contract, why did we incur this? It went on to say, according to Mulligan, even though it was the president's office that negotiated for the contract, it was met by resistance from ministries such as tourism and justice. Despite the resistance, the contract was signed and implemented, thereby violating the public procurement and public finance rules. This is it. Why would the president's office negotiate contracts? This is, as I said, when Barrow came in, Yaya Jammeh used to just use his powers and appoint Amadou Samba, or have Amadou Samba as a middleman, and anything that runs into the country have to come through Yaya Jammeh. Barrow went and structured that by appointing a permanent secretary for investment, or whatever you call it. Everything comes through that permanent secretary. Anything will come to Barrow, and they do their deals. And tell you, many deals. And this have occurred that way. That's why I said, when it was reported that the deal came from the First Lady of Sierra Leone, because Sierra Leone had the same system, but they broke their contract. They got out of it because it was killing their tourism. And why can we not get out of it? We will have to ask the question. Now, because of this corruption, this deal came through and went to Barrow Strait, the stakeholders, tourism said no. Justice said no, we should not get into this. But Barrow, once it done, get done. And in fact, sideline procurement authority. But at that time, in fact, it was his first cousin that he appointed now as Social Security Managing Director was the person at the Procurement Authority. It would have been okayed anyway. But let's look at this now. They okayed this too late. And I can tell you, the West Africa tours, one of the big local operators advised against it. The Gambia Tourism Board, in fact, advised against it. Many people say against it, but they went. Why did this to the Minister of Finance? Because the borough cannot do it without the Minister of Finance. Minister of Finance have to okay it. Now, what is borough's interest to make sure to have this going on? It's because of the kickbacks. You don't have to ask for evidence. It's only because of kickbacks that borough would allow this contract. And now we sit down and allow borough yesterday to go to the House of Parliament to lie. Oh, it's okay, hospitals are okay, this. No, it's a lie. Many people died 2 days ago at the Edward Francis Small Hospital because there was no electricity, because of NAWEC didn't provide electricity, because Edward Francis Hospital, the standard generator did not work. Babies died in incubators, but you don't hear that even being reported. Everything is covered up. Babies died in incubators, and other people might have died because of that lack of ventilation or lack of electricity. Can you just believe that? Can you just believe that? Now, this borough, they are the one that signed this. They said the introduction of $20 security levy at the airport has caused possible financial loss of at least 274 million to the state, and the party have just started. It has just been 3 years, 11 more years to go, the report said. Why would you sign a 15-year contract? Why would you sign a 15-year contract for what? And why can't you get out of it? Now, we have lost. You see, they are talking about the financial loss here that they can calculate. But did we calculate how many tourists will not come in? Already we had the Nordic countries, Nordic travel agencies saying that no, they're not coming. They are not selling tickets, they are not arranging for people to come. Only that's cost how much? And other people that would want to travel but will not travel to Gambia because it costs much. It costs much. Or they will travel to Dakar. Or they will travel to Ghana, they will travel to Morocco, they will travel to Cape Verde. Why? Why sign a 15-year contract? It's because of borough. But these are facts, are not speculations or nothing. And we know that they took this money. They took kickbacks. They are taking kickbacks. Just as the Banyan project, just as any other project that happened in the country. NAWEC is bankrupt because of the same situation of deals upon deals upon deals. Same situation, deals upon deals upon deals. You know the Alaji Conte, who was in UDP and got sanctioned by Barrow, froze this account and opened the account. Alaji Conte, go and check how many contracts been given to Alaji Conte right now because of his have turned around to be the right hand of Barrow. One of them just sent the wife to open up an account and to do a negotiation for a kickback. And it's to do with NAWEC. And you expect that NAWEC will work? What did Barrow say? We are waiting for synchronization. 2 weeks synchronization, we will not have power, but it's a lie. Barrow will be Gambia. Gambia will never have sufficient supply, and nothing will actually work. Because the floodgates are open. And we will turn around and blame the police officers. What I blame the police officers is the PIU and those or others that act as slaves to go and wherever they send when they don't even have food to eat. When they don't have a future, their families don't have a future. And they want to stop people. The outrage. The outrage. Where is the outrage? We should not say about where are the political leaders. This is a Gambian problem. Gambians voted. Gambians participated. Now it's for us to go out there, to demand everything to be ratified, to demand things to be right. Because of impunity, all these ones are going, anything would go, and they will continue. And I know they will come out there, the enablers, the same people that they paid for air tickets from Europe, give them hotels, give them places to live, give them allowances to go around insulting people or attacking people and everything like that. We know about all that. And those that left this diaspora to return to Gambia, and even that's the sad thing. When you see them now, they look better than they were in the diaspora. You know why, what they were suffering here. And look at, they have to go back to live of poor people earning in order to look better, to have a life. That's why they will come out to lie, they will come out to attack people. But if you are a patriotic Gambian, if you are righteous, there's not an insult that you should run away from. There's no controversy you should run away from. You should stand out to be counted. But you know one thing. You do what you're supposed to do and let other people do what they're supposed to do. But I'll tell you, the day is going to come, I don't know what day it's going to be, and it's not far anymore. If we did not organize ourselves to make sure we demand this government to do things right, to hold them accountable, we all would come out one day, and it's not going to be organized, and we will regret it. We will regret it. And if you think, oh, Gambia is a lie, you don't know Gambian history. 1981 happened in the Gambia. 1994 happened in the Gambia. And what happened in the 22 years, we all know. What happened, we had it in the TRRC, it was done by Gambians. It was done by Gambians. And you say, oh, Gambia, that's not true. We should not wait for that to happen. We should not call for that to happen. We're not calling that to happen. That's why we said, organize yourself. It's democracy. Started with the MPs to go for an impeachment. Someone said, no, impeachment, Barrow would dissolve parliament. Let Barrow dissolve parliament, then people will take it onto themselves. Because that article in the constitution or wherever it is to say that an executive can dissolve the cabinet, parliament because of parliament, hold them accountable, is unconstitutional. It's not right, it's not democratic. Then what you do is you lose your legitimacy because while we have a parliament is the check and balance system. Now, if you think your power is not equal to parliament or parliament cannot check you, then you shouldn't be there. Then if he decides to say that he's going to dissolve parliament, let it happen. Let it happen. It's going to happen. Because there's no way out of this. This is how we started with the IJM. We condone it. But again, this so-called educated Gambians, they'll be sitting there correcting people's grammar. They'll be sitting there criticizing people's thoughts and everything. But mainly who look at the Gambians out there having a voice or doing something. All we know as educated or so-called intellectual Gambians is how to survive the system, how to earn more, how to survive the system, how to avoid the problems. But you cannot avoid this problem. Because if you are in the Gambia, you cannot avoid it. If you are outside the Gambia, you cannot avoid it unless you are heartless, unless you don't have Gambia in you, unless you are not a Gambian or you are even a human being. Because wherever you are, what's happening in the country should have hurt you to do something, to try something, to add your voice, to add your resources, to do something, but no. And that it happens in African countries, and that's why. When it happens, who suffered more? The poor people are used to suffering. But when it happened, do you know where they come? They come to the suburbs. They come to look at the good houses. They come and look at the people that assume. And the sad thing is, There have been many people that have worked hard. There have been many people that have done everything right to provide for themselves, their families, and they will be victims. That's why even to those people, I'm telling, we have got to that level. It's not sustainable anymore. These people are doing whatever they want. And for those people, I will name names because they're out there. People like, you all see them all. You see the speaker. That's why they put them there. You see, the speaker, you see what's Njai, CDJ and others. You expect them to do something different? Just as when he appointed Mambure Njai, and now where's Mambure Njai now? He's given lobby. Yes, the government had to support his job, this thing to go to the ECOWAS. And look at all the people that went to ECOWAS. What are they? Former APRC enablers. From the I forgot the doctor is president of the ECOWAS, to the chief of staff, and a colleague, former finance minister, to Mambure Njai advisor, and most of them are what? APRC technocrats, APRC supporters. Look at all the strategic positions. Who are there? And you don't want to understand what's going into that country, what's going on in that country. And you have the likes of what do you call them? Colleague, former KMC. Those people who would listen to those people, we allow these people to have a voice. They should have a voice, but they should not occupy those positions. They should not be moral people that is because we created the vacuum. All they do is they don't care about that country. Yeah, Dr. Omar Toure, thank you. And Yankuba Koli, yes, Yankuba Koli. People like Yankuba Koli was trying everything to have money for the banks. He would say anything. Okay, we need to get people out to support Barrow. We need to mobilize who? The poor people. Mobilize the people suffering who are going out there to try to fetch something. Oh, then we have to mobilize. And the traditional thing, get the millions, take most of it to do whatever you do, and then take the crumbs and go and get Sabbath and other things, and we saw the disappointment. We saw the disappointment. Again, we have that guy who was in New York. What's his name? The guy who was in New York, now a presidential advisor. The guy from Basse. What's the guy from Basse's name again? If the guy from Basse who used to be in New York was GDC, wanted to demonstrate against Barrow. God, what's his name again? I mean, you guys know who I'm talking about. I don't know why I cannot just remember his name. The Barrow Youth Advisor. I mean, can someone help me with that name? Because I don't want to go without calling that name. It's important to call his name, because I want him to hear this. Again, this guy coming out, Sehumbalo, thank you very much, Sehumbalo. You see, you know these people, look at them. And this is not me maligning them or anything. Look at them, look at their track record. They left this diaspora here. When they went to Gambia, they look different now. Now they are eating the haram. They can look different. They cannot walk here to be what they can be with all these opportunities here. But when he was here, the same Sehumbalo, when we built a coalition to take on Jammeh, he went and supported Mama Kandeh. To the extent of coming out to call Barrow a fuller slave. A fuller slave. He said that. And calling Barrow and everything. And talking about demonstrating against Barrow and everything after Barrow was elected. If that person turned around for Barrow to appoint that person as an advisor, for that person to turn around today to want to become a voice of reason, and we have youths who are doing the right thing, coming out to call up for accountability, calling the coalition, progressive Gambians. He turned around to say that if those people come out without a permit, they are rebels. To say that if they come out without a permit to peaceful protest, they are rebels, which is a lie. They have a right to demonstrate. The permit, the Public Order Act, it is not there to stop people from. What it is a consultation form to make sure they are provided the security, they are facilitated to demonstrate. And if you think he can turn that against the people, that just tells you the kind of person he is. Now he will say anything. He is in the Gambia. He is living off. You think he is living off this salary? No. We know Gambian cannot take them. All these people will go around offices, they go to ministers, we go to accountants, we go to clerks and begging. Because of they are seen as gatekeepers. They are seen as they can go to Barrow to lobby for you. They can go and beg for. This is what they do. That's how they survived. It's not what they paid. Not what they paid. Go and see how they live. Because these people stand out there to represent any group. They should be challenged. They should be called out. They should be discounted. Let people exercise their rights. They don't bother. They don't care. They know the facts. They know the facts. They don't want the facts. They don't care about people. And they call themselves Muslims and Christians. Just imagine that. They will go, Friday you see them, you will not recognize them. Or some of them Sundays you see them, you don't recognize them. That's because that's how we count people. You have these people running around, we allow them. But Gambia, as I said, it's going to happen. Rather we organize ourselves, and from every level, every Gambian, every level, especially people who are privileged. I mean privileged, you can count it in measure it in many forms. But especially the educated who can read and write. Very good at, criticizing people, grammar or language, these things or anything. Very good at, condemning things in the background. What are you doing? What are you contributing? Just as when Yaya Jammeh was here. To avoid, just to maneuver, to be part of the problem for that matter. Try to get a better job, try to do this. Oh no, you have to look after myself. Yeah, that's how limited you are. And you call yourself an intellectual. That's how limited you are. How can you belong to a country? How can you be part of a country and just limit yourself to, oh, let me just take care of myself? And that's how shallow-minded you are, thinking that you will escape. That because of you are in the Gambia, you live differently. No, you will not. You will not. Or you think that you live in the diaspora, you will escape. No, you will not. Unless you are heartless. Unless you are not patriotic, but it's human beings, humanity. What happens in Somalia or anywhere else, we see it, it pains us. We see things that happen to people here, it pains us. Why things happen in the Gambia, we should look different. And if anybody can't come out to support Barrow, support this government, then choose your friends. That should tell you a lot. That should tell you a lot. Don't be a hypocrite. Choose your friends. I'm not saying you disrespect people. There is their right. But that tells you a lot about that person. Because and many excuses could have been said, but not now. The government cannot come and debunk this report and any other report. We have seen the evidence. Go and check their records. Since they came into cabinet, how many of them went and married extra wives? Because most of them are men. How many of them acquire more properties? You think it's their salary? How many, not only in the Gambia, in Senegal, in Europe and other places? We know each other. It's not easy. You think I don't know most of these people I'm talking about? You think I'm not related to some of them? You think I'm not connected to some of them? You think I'm not friends with their families? But why should I care about that when the average Gambian is suffering? not education, not security, not basic needs, not water, not electricity, there's nothing to point to that this government would improve or things would move on. No, it's been going worse. There's nothing. They cannot deal. The OIC is here. When I started the OIC, people thought I'm mad. Do you know how I know it? Incompetence, corruption cannot deliver anything. And that was incompetence, corruption. Esa Bukarisi, Deputy CEO. For what? What does Esa know, Deputy CEO? Sweet talking? I mean, that guy, as the CEO. What do they know? Go and look at the entire management of OIC, or any of them have deserved to be there. You think those projects like that can be delivered? But go and find out about the corruption. There's a company called Gambisara. It's linked to Barrow. Gambisara have never done a contract. The person, I know there's a person fronting that company. He was a supplier. Now that person turned out to be a contractor. Now given a contract, part with a Sierra Leonean, piggyback on the Sierra Leonean and slot. And Barrow is asking why 1% of the job is done. Because kickbacks have been paid. They don't have the financial muscle to deliver. But as I said, Gambia, things are not going to get better. This government does not have the resolve. They don't have the competency, they don't have the intentions, and the corruption cannot be contained. They are now accustomed to certain way of life, and now everybody, anybody can just do as they wish. You know the people they go for? The youths in the streets, still mobile, selling a box of jamba there, and so. But the cooking trade, this is, you never hear. Still now, I think that Sirif Njai is still in the mind. But Banta, and connected to Banta. Banta have the same lawyer with Barrow. Sirif Sambero is Banta's lawyer. And Sirif have done a lot of conveyance for Banta. I said that. Sirif can sue me. And go and see how these people live. Go and see how they live. They will do their corruption and move on. Nothing will happen to them. Impunity. You think things will improve? Now, it's a fact, things are difficult everywhere else. But what have this Gambia government do? That's the excuse they're coming on, or well, we cannot do something. And I know some people, because of they're sympathetic to government, or they're sympathetic to government because, yeah, they have someone benefiting from it. That's why they're sympathetic. Look, there's no genuine person who's sympathetic to this government unless you are benefiting or you've just been selfish. What are you going to be sympathetic? What do you have excuses to say, no, we need to give them time? They're trying, or you have to look at some, or they're doing this thing right, they're doing that right. Nothing, absolutely. Everything they said is a lie. Where are the ambulances? We see the incident at the stadium. We didn't even see an ambulance. Decency. I was thinking, for the body to be transported, why do we have to put it in an open cabin? It was raining. I saw the water. It could be rain inside. Even not the rain. Why should that person be exposed? People to be seeing that. It's someone's son, someone's brother, someone's cousin. It's a human being. Even animals are transported in ambulances. Where are all those ambulances? Why did we take that? Why would they take that body to put it in an open cabin? Why cannot be transported in an ambulance? Things are not going to get better. The tourism is gone. Because of what? Because of difficult moments. In Europe, mostly from people traveling from Europe to go to these things, many would not be able to go. Or if they go, they will not be able to spend as they spend, and that's going to affect tourism. But again, because of this levy, many people will not travel because of there's no travel agents, traveling directly from Nordic countries. It becomes more difficult, one. Now, we realize that in Pakistan, the floods have technically erased most of their farmland. They are not producing anything. Now, if they're not producing, they're going to need more grains or whatever they store, they're not going to sell it. In India, the floods have done the same thing. In China, the drought have stopped many farms been worked on. And In Ethiopia, the same thing, and many other areas. There are a lot of, not talk about the Ukraine issue now. There are a lot of these things are not producing at all, and these people have millions of people. You think they will lead and let their grains come in? Prepare for it. Prices are going to go up. With prices going up because in Tanzania we have India. They're saying they are doing an embargo, no export of certain food stuff. And Gambia, we are not producing. Yes, because of this government decided that the Minister of Agriculture, we're going to give a political appointee, someone who doesn't have and doesn't care. I mean, instead of we put money where it should be, we haven't done that. Now, why does this government want to take an excuse that because of it's difficult everywhere else? Every country is trying to do something to elevate to cushion the heat coming up, or to elevate this grains. It takes about 60 to 80 days to plant and harvest. Coos, millet, and a lot of things. Did the government have any programs for that? Nothing. Farmers don't even have the fertilizer. And some areas, the rains have not come in the way it should be. They are not. Tourism is gone. We all had from the government again, the same government, the Port Authority, now the same Minister of Finance now was the trading, said, oh, it was a good thing for cargo to be going through Senegal and come to us. Now that's your finance minister. Now they turn around to say that, no, we are losing a lot because of things are going to Senegal. Who is responsible for that? The people responsible for that are still intact. The same managing director is still there. Things are not going to be easy. Now it's up to Gambia. I wrote a post today to say, this madness, we have to stop it, or this madness will take a lot of lives. I've never spoken this way, but these are the realities. We have to say it as it is. It's not sustainable. We have got to a level, something is going to happen to that country, and don't run to say, hey, Benne, then some. I'm telling you, because of these are the facts. If you look at all the stacks, put it together, it's not sustainable. Wherever it happened, we had Malawi have defaulted, bankrupt. We have Zambia defaulted, bankrupt. And Gambia is the same thing. What we own, we can pay. The reason they cannot reduce the tax because of the petrol. The reason we cannot reduce the tax on petrol. The petrol prices have gone down. What is holding our prices up is the tax levied. Because that tax we dying to use. But GRA is not collecting the tax as they should. And even the tax they normally collect could not be collected because there are no activities. Government did not invest in the industries they need to invest, and those taxes, they generate are not going on. This is our problem. Now Gambians out, go and say whatever you want. I said it. It's going to get difficult, and the madness has to be stopped by Gambians, or the madness will take a lot of life in the Gambia in many aspects. It's already taking those lives. You have seen the rate of homicide in the country now. You have seen and most cases you don't even hear it because of the people to inform you will not. Because most of them have taken money from this government. There is a serious incidents happening at the hospitals and everywhere else. Accidents and everything. The country is completely in chaos. When we said this, they say, oh, politics and then your support party be living nonsense. It's a lie. Let them bring their people out. Let them come out and tell us. They will not. Thank you very much, guys. I didn't want to stay this long. I didn't realize I've been spending an hour. But as I said, I've been very busy, and inshallah, by next month, I'll be less busy, and we'll be coming out more on the Open Gambia platform, and our website should be launched anytime soon. And other things we will do and bring more effective engagement. But as I said, we are not just talking for the sake of talking. We are not entertaining anybody. We are using our time to inform governments. We want us to organize ourselves to stop this rot. Let us not be distracted. Let us not be distracted. Let us focus to stop this. Mile 2 is full of young people. Mile 2 is full of young people. Remind. From some of them doing small things that involve societal problems. But who is standing for them? People are suffering silent. But we cannot just be GoFund. You don't even see GoFund anymore. That's the reality. People can't. Why do we let the government? Where's the Yaya Jammeh money? Look, we can go on and go on.